We are reacting to Dax's song,
The Abyss.
Everything I did, I always gave it my best. I don't know if anyone relates, but the feeling that I get is like a truck sitting on my chest. Wondering how much do I got left? My last call, my last step. I'm not gonna wait just to see what's next. I go hard cause today could be my last breath. We do life and we can't relive it. We only get one chance. If you blink, then you might just miss it. Many people come and go, they all just visit. Don't ever expect nothing different. Just listen as I paint this image that you'll all revisit. Yeah, my glass half empty, but I still might sip it. I was traumatized. What would you have said when you was looking in my mama's eyes? Nothing. Yeah, I might have said I was okay, but I probably lied. So this pain is how I harmonize. Make an impact, that's what I personify. And yes, I'm making music that you cannot just define by the numbers on my Spotify. All of this pain, I just wanna be happy. Mom almost died the same day that she had me. Driving to the hospital, she swerved and crashed badly. Doctor said I was a miracle while looking at my daddy. I was 0 when I first dodged death. I was 6 when the devil told me watch my step. Couldn't sleep, I was scared to go inside my bed. Fighting demons, I was hearing things inside my head. So back to the doctor, he didn't have a diagnosis. So my whole damn life I felt lost while fighting psychosis. Talking to myself, hoping nobody would notice. Mom said pray every time I heard the voices. Life or death every day, I swear I made choices. Knife in my hand, trying not to lose focus. Playing basketball religiously to drown out the noises. Man, let me explain that it's like laying.
This is a very engrossing song.
This feels very deeply personal to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to not just like, how do we put this? Reach out with your heart to this guy and be like, man, that sounds rough. Let me just like, and you almost just want to be like there looking in the face and just be like, let me just listen to you. Let me just hear what you have to say just so that you can get it off your chest. Is the feeling that I feel as I'm listening to this going, man, you went through some hard times. But I love that he started saying, look, even though I'm having hard times, even though I've had hard times in my life, I'm giving it my all every day. Even though my half's glass empty, I'm still going to sip from that glass. I'm still going to do the best I can do every day. And it's commendable.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, first of all, when he talks about, and I really like how he worded it out. You know, I thought it was really articulate and eloquent. But when he talked about, we're all coming here, and some here are short, some here are quick. If you blink, you might miss it. Like, we're all visitors. Like, life is short. Like, he's like, I go hard because I don't know when it's going to end, basically. You know, yeah. It's like, you don't know which day is going to be your last. So, like, make today mean something, you know? And to just start the song off like that, it's like, all right, yeah, that's a pretty deep topic you're going to jump on right off the bat. And when he talks about, you know, hearing voices and things like that and, you know, having a knife in his hand and, you know, making the choices to keep going and things like that, it actually, I connect with that in a kind of a unique way. I actually have a cousin who had schizophrenia, you know, and with that comes things like hearing voices, you know, paranoia, stuff like that. And he did end up taking his life. And, you know, I do think about that and you know, what that leaves behind with his family and what it means for me and different struggles that I might go through as a person, as an individual. And, you know, also with friends that I have and what struggles they might be going through and how I can relate to them and how I can reach out to them. Like you said, you want to reach out and you want to just be like, bro, I'm right here. And my life has been impacted in so many ways from people just saying, hey, just so you know, I'm right here. Okay? Like whatever goes down, I'm right here. Okay? You can call me and I will be at your doorstep in a minute. And I've had the opportunity to say that to people and people to come to me and say, hey, I'm in a bad place and I need you. And I've been able to be the one to say like, bro, I'm right here. I'm right here. My door's open. Come in. Stay as long as you need to because I'm right here. And that has a huge impact on people. And everybody goes through different things, you know, and not everybody feels the exact same ways, but we all go through things. And like you said, life is short. Make it mean something, but not just for yourself. Make life mean something for somebody else. And that, man, that is one of the most powerful things that you can do in the world, is make life mean something for somebody else. Oof, we're not even like halfway through the song yet.
Nope.
On train tracks, grabbing guns, contemplating blowing your brain back. Eyes closed shut, watching everything fade black. People stepping over you, you feel like a placemat. Fuck, and let me make it clear, God is the only one that I've ever feared. But you start to get paranoid and look over your shoulder when these people have been hurting you for so many years. So I had to escape. If you listening, I know that you relate. Is that feeling that you get like your life and existence was all just one big mistake? I felt trapped and I couldn't find space. I went and got lost in the things I'd create. Ever since I was a kid, people hated and they judged everything that I did. So I went into my mind and created the abyss. Man, I swear I did. How the hell y'all think I make all these hits? It's cause I've been broken, beaten, dragged, laughed.
Wow. The thing about this song that hits so hard is that you can just feel that every word was written from personal experience. He's not just laying down a good sounding rhyme that paints some message because, oh, I bet this would get the clicks. You can feel that every word was written because it's something he had been through and he knew he had to put it out on paper. And as a creative, you feel like you have to get something out right. And you could feel he needed to get this out. And I think so far he has absolutely nailed it lyrically on getting it out in paper in a way that is just absolutely engrossing. There's not a whole lot to the beat that's going on behind him. I mean, this song is very much him putting his feelings out with a little bit of music behind it to go with his rhyming. But I mean, he's just laying it out there.
Well, and the other thing that I'll draw your attention to is the way that he manipulates his vocals to match with his lyrics. So it starts off very like matter of fact, like this is what's going on, da 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 da. And as he gets into this other part, as it starts to like go down the, like for lack of a better word, go down the crazy train a little bit, he starts to get like da 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 da.
Yeah, he starts cracking his voice at each starting note.
You're like, you know, he's like I mean this abyss, and like you get this feeling of chaos. Like the control is starting to go away. Like there's a thinning of that support mentally, right?
Yeah.
And that's a great way to convey the things that he's talking about in a more powerful way than just saying them to the beat.
Yeah.
So excellent tool.
Yeah, and then visually what he's been doing when he talked about grabbing a gun and his brain's blowing back, right? Visually it started going into the next scene by making like it almost flow over starting at his brain as if it were kind of the blowing out right there. And that's when things started to kind of break down, is after that transition scene. And then right after that, as he's making the abyss, you can see in the background it's just slowly growing in like this this organic cloud behind him. Nothing is solid, nothing is easy to understand in this scene that he's putting out on the music video. And so he's portraying these emotions like lyrically with the warbling of his voice and with the visuals. It's very, very well portrayed. And you can feel the difference between when a creative is putting something out there for the sake of their financial gain versus for the sake of their creative need to put that out there. And this you can feel is the creative need. It had to be just right. It had to be perfect. And you can feel that. You can experience it because you can put yourself in his shoes, if only briefly.
Right.
And they judged everything that I did, so I went into my mind and created the abyss. Man, I swear I did. How the hell y'all think I make all these hits? It's cause I've been broken, beaten, dragged, laughed at, scorned, burned, and kicked. So I get to reach in this endless pit of hurt and pain from all that shit. And that's the only reason that you people come here. Oh, for God's sake, even know that Dax exists. This is how it feels to drown. This is how it looks when you lost and you can't be found. The abyss was a place I'd visit, but I went so much that I'm gone and I'm stuck here now. This is not music, this is not dope. This is me begging y'all to throw me a rope so I can try to climb up the place where I came in my life when I spiraled and first lost hope. Let me explain. I've been...
That was some pretty powerful stuff. Man,
I don't know what you say to that. I mean, I
I think that was so perfectly said already.
that was it was not beating around the bush. I mean, there are times when you can hear in an artist make a call for help, but I mean, this is so deliberate. It's so just in your face. It almost feels like he's reaching out amongst his fan base and saying, who's an actual fan that's going to like care about me? Who are the people that actually care about me as a person versus who just cares about me as Dax, this content machine?
Dax so long, I get PTSD when somebody says my real name. But I guess that's the price you pay. I didn't want it to be like this, but I guess it is what it is. Inside the abyss.
Heard a few Dax songs before, but I will say that so far from what I've heard, this one takes the cake. Just the emotional impact, the clarity, how poignant the lyrics were, his ability to change his tone and timbre, and the different manipulations of his voice to emphasize what he's saying. You notice as he starts to slow down, increase the pausing, ease out the tone a little bit toward the end as it's kind of this exasperated, like, that's all I have. And that line, like, I've been Dax so long, I get PTSD when someone says my real name. It's like, man, talk about an existential crisis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing all wrapped up.
Yeah. It's very similar to another song we listened to this week, not in exact theme, but it's very similar to Doja Cat's Demons, where it's
Yeah.
now that I've reached where I wanted to reach, my problems are not solved. Dax says I have this abyss that I've been reaching into, but I reached into it so much that now I'm stuck here. How do I get out? Right. Like, how do I live my life normally now that I've done this to myself? I didn't know that this is what it would be. And it's very similar, both of them having gotten to a point that they were reaching for so long, and now going, this isn't what I expected.
Right, and the way he talks, like, it's very common, right, in the artistic world, whether it's painting, poetry, music, or other things like that, where people are pulling these feelings, right? Because art is often, and more often than not, about feelings and expressing human emotion. And in order to have that, there often needs to be a well of human emotion to draw from. And in this case, he refers to that well as the abyss, right? It's like, look, I got all this garbage, and this is how I'm able to, like, pull this stuff out. This is my coping mechanism. Like, you guys get to see me coping. That's what you get. Like, the nice things that you have, this artistic expression, this is a manifestation of my pain, and you have it because I have suffered. And I've, like, done this so much, I don't even remember what it's like to be normal. Like, I get triggered when people say my real name. It gets you thinking. And what I really like in a song, especially when you have a good music video with it, is that it gets you thinking and it gets you feeling during and after. And if it can do that, then it is art. And that's what this was.
Beautifully done. I wanna go back and listen to the whole song one more time and then make final comments, but I'm impressed by this one. It's so poignant. There's specific kind of acts to it. There's some kind of opening up that I'm going to tell you a story, but just I need you to just sit here and listen for a second. And that's kind of how it opens. Is it's like he's calling up a friend and saying, "Hey, I just need you to come here and listen to me. Just wait. People come and go when they visit and all the time. I need you to just sit and listen for a second." And then he goes into, this is kind of a snapshot of what my life looked like. That's verse 1. Verse 2 is, or Act 2. They're not really verses. Act 2 is, I created this abyss. Now I am Dax. I'm no longer the kid I grew up as, that had all the problems, that was a miracle that I was even born, that I had to fight to survive. I became Dax. And then number 3 is accepting what he has created and changed his life to become. You can feel there's a level of nostalgia, maybe even a tinge of regret for what might have been had he tried to make his life a normal life instead. But he created this, and then the exasperation at the end you can feel in part of that acceptance. I thought the acting of the... and it doesn't take much acting when you're actually feeling it, right? But the acting of the scenes where he's just sitting on the couch, just speaking, I thought that was very reminiscent of some of the best acting jobs of Will Smith. And I say that with amazing respect because I think Will Smith is one of the best, most expressive actors when he was at his prime. In Pursuit of Happiness, in I Am Legend, and in 7 Pounds, those 3 movies, the emotions that he was able to put you through in the emotional scenes. In I Am Legend, you might think, what? But no, in the scene where he has to put his dog down.
Oh,
because
don't
his
talk
dog
about it. Don't
has
talk
gone
about it.
zombie, right? The emotions. That's the level of emotion that acting job Dax put down made me feel. And I looked at that and went, you've got it. You've got the spark. You're an incredible creative. And obviously this song is amazing. And I've respected Dax for a long time for other music that he's made, but I really feel like out of all of his music, this one was another level, if not 2 levels above everything else he's done. This was so well put together. Hats off to you, Dax, because this was... And I know it probably hurts to hear because there's so much pain in this song that this one was so good. And it's going to make you feel like you have to dive deeper into the abyss to make more music like that. I don't think anyone's going to say that. But what they're going to say is what you struck at in this song is emotions that people can feel. And I think you did an amazing job. If you're going to watch this, I know you've watched other of our reactions in the past. If you watched this one, you saw that we said we want to reach out and listen to what you have to say. You achieved that without us even recognizing that that's what you were asking for at the beginning of the song, the first watch through.
Yep.
So you did an amazing job. I hope you can feel the care that I'm sure a large portion of your fan base is going to send to you, like through the ether, the prayers that will be going your way as a result of this song, and not just feel like you have to dive into the abyss more to continue to create amazing music. But this song was incredible.
Thank you for being here. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe so you can catch more videos like this, because that's what we do. And we'll see you guys on the next one.